Huh? Yeah.
姿を見せよ、オーズ。
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Will and Omer. Waiting for Sham to ding 40 at the moment. And once he does, I'm gonna join his world and we're gonna do the wolf boss.
Huh?
Accuracy is pretty bad.
Yeah.
You gotta farm artifacts at 40? Yeah, I'm starting to feel the... Why do you only have 1800 health? Oh, I know why. I'm starting to feel the crunch not having good artifacts. Something seems off. That seems right. Alright, whatever.
断罪の名において運命よここにいでよ水中で
No, I'm, if I do decide to do Bennett, it is going to be well into the 30 days that we're given. I wouldn't be able to dedicate resources to level him up right now anyway. And, yeah. Well, it's not just off banner. I'm not going to pull on any banner with raid ups on it. But I am going to be doing standard draws today, and I'm sure by the end of the 30 days I'm going to do standard draws. Again. And that could change everything, depending on what I get. I haven't completely abandoned him. I really just want to know what the character's all about. And I don't think we know enough from the leaks yet. While I'm absolutely 100% saving for Ayaka, I have no idea how long I'm gonna have to wait for that. So, while I think I have enough characters at the moment where I can reasonably just super save and then, you know, maybe actually get constellation points on a 5-star character. I read in Discord that you said you're ready to do Dvalin. You can't co-op that. I could join you if you're gonna do the wolf first, though. No. The analysis isn't for me. It's just to get a video of it. I mean, I am gonna pull today, but it's not gonna be on that big. I got enough. Yesterday was the monthly reset, Obviously, it's a new month. And it doesn't show them anymore, but there's things you can buy once a month here. 5 of each. Actually, they're down here, yeah. Refreshes in 29 days. You can buy 5 of each type of fate. Yeah, I'll do the next banner sooner. Which gave me enough. I have 13 of these now, so I was planning on doing pulls on this banner. But the analysis would be of the actual rate up banner. Like... And what's nice in this game is that I can take those characters for test runs and preview everything that they've got. It's really handy, honestly. Yeah, we know, Klee. Which would be nice for me. I don't know, can you see their level boost? I don't understand. Yes. That's under talents. Oops. This is your first Ascension talent passive, and this is the second one. When a charged attack results in a crit, all party members gain 2 energy. And this is the always on passive. Hope. Hold on. Whoa!
我が剣よ影に従え。
みんな頑張ってね。そりゃいやそりゃよいしょ。
I know that set is good for some people. But not, usually not what you're looking for at first.
バーバラ行くよ。ほっほっよいしょ。
Yeah, I suppose more than anything, the talent material is the big one.いつになったらお姉ちゃんみAlright, well, yeah, if it's not listed on the preview screen, will. I'll have to go look them up myself.
よいしょ。ほっよっほっいつになっ
Is this the only screen that you can see that on?
元気がないの？ 私が作った
The ascension screen if they're level
飲ん
cap.
でみて。シャキッとするよ。いつになったらお姉ちゃんみたいに背が高くなるんだ
Figures.
ろ
I have nobody level capped other than Fischl. What about Sucrose and Jinkyu? Jinchu. Yeah. I know that.
う。いつになったらお姉ちゃんみたいに背が高くなるんだろう。なんなななんなんなななんなんキラ
No. Well, I'm sure you want to do your dragon now. Sucrose is an ammo damage.
きっとみんなまだ頑張っているんでしょだ
An attack. Okay. So Pyro, Nemo, and attack. Good enough. Where am I? Oh, right.
元気出すほっ
Well, she's better than Venti with Klee at the moment. All right, where are we going now? Do I do my polls? I got in my mind. I keep trying to say, where am I on pity, and then I remember I'm really not anywhere. Well, as far as character pity goes. Because the standard banner doesn't have that. But as far as rarity pity goes, I've done 19. And my last pull was a 4-star. Daily banner? Like... this banner? The kind of banner that's just there. Always. Yeah, we don't get a whole lot of resources for this banner because I'm generally going to be using Primogems on the raid up banners. Yeah, this is the one I've got. See, down bottom left hand corner, I got 13. I've resolved to do pulls on stream every time I get 10 or more. And I got the influx of 5 last night, so that pushed me over. So it's time to pull. Yeah, then I pull twice. That'd be nice. That's 1. This has to be it. That's not it. I think that was 5. Par for the course. I think this is 8. My first, oh, right, yeah. Yeah, that was 8. My first 4-star was 10 in. My second 4-star was 9 in. My third 4-star is going to be 9 or greater. There it is, number 9. Lucky. Oh, that's a dupe, too. Awesome. Perfect. Dupe weapon. Not a good weapon either. There is a good book that I could have potentially gotten. This is definitely not the one. I'm thrilled that it's good for Klee. The character I don't have. Let's see. Favonius Codex. It's kind of what I'm looking for. For Mona. Yep, for the recharge. I don't think so, no. Solar Pearl, you know, I don't know if it's really that good. You know, I should have come to that conclusion after I leveled it to 80. The crit rate is freaking amazing. I will say that. But it's only a 20% increase in damage. For a couple things. Yes, I do. It's fine. I don't think this is particularly good for Mona. It doesn't synergize with her like the Favonius Codex does. Like, these are... A lot of these are good for Mona, sure. I'm just looking for better, that's all. So, yeah. After damaging an opponent with an elemental skill, the skill has a 40% chance to end its own cooldown. As was brought up, this works well for Klee. Because she has a skill that's worth refreshing its cooldown for, and Klee stays out. Now, I do plan on running Mona as having the capability to stay out, to be a DPS character. But her elemental skill is... not really a big deal. So refreshing its cooldown isn't a big thing. Mona's whole kit basically revolves around her burst, which is why the codex works so well on her. So the codex is secondary stat is energy recharge, which already does more things for Mona than it does for other people because of one of her passives. Gives her hydro damage on... the more energy recharge she has, the more hydro damage she gets. And the passive ability on the codex is also increased energy generation. So it pretty much allows her to spam her burst on cooldown. And that's the... seriously, her burst is disgusting. Mona's only 12 seconds. And while this is cool, it's not, it's not a main part of what she does. Very handy. This thing taunts and makes everything wet. From Tales from... Tales from Abyss? Yeah, Made in Abyss, sorry. Yeah, that is actually pretty cool. Oh, alright, well that was anticlimactic. But I think most pulls in this game probably are. Do have 60 resin. I don't know what to spend resin on at the moment. I'm kind of in the process of trying to level up Kaya. Because he's my only cryo character. And that's pretty much needed. Oh, actually, that reminds me. Oh shit, it reset. Son of a bitch. Well, I guess I'm gonna wait another 14 days and then It's gonna reset on me again. Well, no Spiral Abyss then. Energy recharge. Well, I want to get him to 60, well, Ascension 4, basically, which would be 60 with a broken up to 70. So we can get this. Actually, that is awful. I don't actually need this. Most certainly not using this character for that ability. No, I'm not floor 9. Could be, if I wanted to. Yesterday, if I had decided to do it, and remembered that the cooldown expired last night, I would have been. But the timer reset, so... And I have no motivation to do it anymore. This is terrible. Frostna is his skill, and good God, is it terrible. I can only imagine this being good if you're actually using the character out. Enemies frozen by Frostna will drop additional elemental particles. So... you gotta make sure that they die while frozen after using this ability, which means you need to use it, you need to freeze them, you need to switch somebody else and kill them while they're frozen. Or you're using Kaya out, and where he's continually applying this. But then you gotta keep things frozen. Like, making sure that that status effect is active is ridiculous. I hate this. At least all this requires is to hit. So the reason I plan on using the character is for Glacial Waltz, which is his burst. He just summons an ice barrier around him. And you can switch to another character and they maintain the ice barrier. Which is really nice for a character like Razor, who does a lot of white damage. So it's basically continually applying Superconduct to the enemy. And helps out Razor's damage a lot. Yeah, well, I got him late. Well, yeah, that's the thing. I do not plan on using Kai and Freeze with. It's not his. It's not his mission statement. So why in the world would I want his Ascension 4 passive? Yeah, Razor's talents are very low. But this is because I got Venti and Razor, like, right before I hit Adventure Rank 40. And the last talent dungeon was Adventure Rank 35. So I'm waiting until Adventure Rank 45 to do talents again. So yeah, Razor doesn't do a whole lot right now. Nobody does. I've neglected a lot of talents, really. Hers aren't terrible. That's because she was my hard carry for a while. What does Mona get when you level her? Like, her secondary statistic that is listed nowhere except at certain times. I'm pretty sure it's energy recharge. Could be hydro damage bonus, unless this is also listing what she's getting from energy recharge. It's one of the two. Because I certainly don't have 35.6% hydro damage bonus. Like on artifacts and stuff. So, Mona's Ascension 4 passive increases Mona's hydro damage bonus by a degree equivalent to 20% of her energy recharge rate. Which is why energy recharge is so good on her. And yeah, I suppose 35.6% is... about 20%. 178. I did. But yeah, if there's anybody out there that hasn't gotten the 160 Primogems, I'll go and get the promo code. Oh, yeah, apparently, yeah. It says it's expired now. Well, anyway. Alright, Mona being energy recharge makes sense. That page updates with promo codes.
行くか。腹減った。
I don't know, Relt. um, yeah, well, Record Keeper is generous, but Record Keeper also has a very large amount of endgame content that requires pulling for. Right. You can play the game pretty easily with a whole lot of nothing in this one.
ウサギの匂い。
So, if you're looking at just the gacha, God no. The just the gacha in this game is terrible. But the difficulty of the game isn't asking the gacha to be good at all anyway. So if you're playing the game for the gacha, you want to stay away from this. If you're playing for other reasons, this is pretty good because the emphasis is not on the gacha at all.
Yeah. Yeah. Ha.
Oh no, Sham. The thing about the gacha being so bad in this game... Oh, I didn't know that these were over here. Where is this? Alright. That's something I can add to the route. Get a 5-star weapon. The thing about the gacha being so bad is that if you do get lucky, it feels pretty great because it's not really supposed to happen.
姿を見せよ。
Yeah. Yeah.
お嬢様の仰せのままに。
Yeah.
And all you give me is a green? Maybe I don't add that to the route. Aren't you supposed to get 5 stars every 10 pulls? That's how it works, right? Yeah, so if I'm not leveling up Kaya anymore, what am I doing with my resin? I'm not even 43 yet. Do I start building for 45 already? Could ascend Fischl. She's kind of awesome. It's also really easy. How many materials do I need? Oh, everything. 1 of 12.
Usagi no Nihon.
Yeah. You and me both. Well, no, Kaya is probably not that bad. I would rather a better ice character. Shishi would be pretty awesome. But, you know, that's not happening. Who knows? Maybe my first 5-star off of the standard banner would be something nice. Yeah, but I'm not pulling for her. I will only pull for her if the 5-star is something that I'm looking for. I look at it this way. I really want to use Noelle, but at this point, it's starting to look like the only time that I'm going to use her is if I get her full constellation. So it's an investment for the future. Yeah, Kaya's fine. That's why I wouldn't pull. I want more, but I don't need more. I hate doing this, but I have to. Gotta artifact swap every time I want to use Jingling. Yeah, no shit. Totally didn't hit me.
お腹が痛い。
Well, I got 3. Bunch of junk, but I got 3. Pretty low on Mora and experience, so there's no harm in doing those. I want another co-op event. Klee not worth getting more copies? I don't know. I'm sure her constellation is good, but awfully fucking expensive. Because there's no way there's enough primogems to go heavy on a banner yet. That's kind of why I want to go into full save mode. Until the 5-star of my choice, because I want to potentially just go all in on a banner. The only way to do that right now is with cold cash. Could be, but of course it will be. Every character in this game is good. And I'm expecting the new 5-stars to also be good. So when everything is good, then, you know, take your choice. Don't, or take your pick. Don't feel like you need to pull for everything. And that's where basically I'm at, is, I don't really care. I don't really care about the stuff that's coming out. I want to care about Zhongli, but I'm not going to have enough primogems to care. Yeah, for the most part. I mean, 5-stars are great because a lot of 5-stars are really effective even at Constellation 0. But you need to make sure that they can be extremely effective at Constellation 0. Well, we do know that there is an Ice 5-star coming. I don't know if she's OP because she would only ever appeared in the second beta, which was a long time ago. It's probably going to be pretty different by the time she gets to the real game. We don't really know when she's going to be released, but that's currently what I'm saving for, because Cryo is my biggest weakness. Also, she's awesome. So, there's that. When everything is good in the game, I can prioritize just irrational preference. And Ayaka qualifies for irrational preference. You a big drinker, Ryan? Is that why you like Baido? Or Beidou? Ah, okay. Well, that makes sense. Yeah, she is pretty unique. Mona, stop. Thank you.
断罪の名において
口の中しょっぱい。口の中しょっぱい。
I wish I had a fire character on the team. I really want to get rid of that.
運命には逆らいません。はい。
Alright, well, there goes all my resin. Delayed long enough. I guess we should start taking a look at that Klee banner, huh? Why shoot the fruit, though? When you can just hit the tree. It takes a long time.
運命に
I Yeah. Kind of. I don't really have a good weapon for it. The Solar Pearl is fine, though. It's fine. It's good. I just forget about that. 24% crit rate on it is really quite excellent. How much time do we have left in this? 8 days and 10 hours. I hope it does. I don't want to miss out on the sword. Because the sword's pretty freaking great. It's the easiest way, honestly. So, the 4 characters you see on the side of the screen right now, we have Barbara, who is a catalyst as a weapon. She little water pellets. Moda, also a catalyst. So shoots water. Neither of these things will make anything fall off of trees. So I've got 2 choices. Razor with a claymore with a slow ass attack. Or it's my fastest basic attack. So Official's my fruit getter. Yeah, Borat. I mean, who else? There's Bennett, but I have... Well, I don't know if I have a good sword for Bennett or not. I don't plan on running Bennett as DPS anyway. Hey, Daddy. Lion's Roar does work. And it is attack up, which is nice. But again, this is something I could just give to Kei Shing if I get her. And if the opportunity does arise, I will be going for her. Right, right. If I use Bennett as support, then... while I do think that this sword is fine for him, and not like I have... Actually, not like I have energy recharge for him anyway. This is about the best thing that I could give Bennett, would be Iron Sting. But I think this is what I'm giving to Kaya. No. Ayaka would take precedence. Not because of character preference, but because of elemental preference. Since I have fair Electro at the moment. Where getting a good cryo character is like one of my top priorities right now. Yeah, saw her in the 1.1 trailer. Which is nice. So I guess my choice on the battle pass weapon would be the sword. Just because the sword is incredibly good and I would want to have it. Or I could get another solar pearl and level this up. How much does it go up per refine? 25% crit rate.
Sagina.
Ooh, what do I give you? Yeah. It's not like it's stuff that I don't need to do, though. Coming to the realization that I don't need to level this guy up anymore is pretty nice. So now I actually have to get him ready for use. Probably exile, because everybody gets the exile. Damn it. I am currently playing it with a controller. In fact, I prefer it to the keyboard a lot. Well, I mean, if I had full rebind capability, I would probably switch back to keyboard. But I dislike the default. I dislike what you're kind of roped into. Movement on a controller is a hell of a lot better than keyboard, regardless. Alright, let's take a look at this banner. Something I should have done when the banner just first came out, but I wasn't like... I think we were... Yeah, I don't know. When did it come out? I feel like I was doing something else. It was either in Record Keeper or just plain swamped with work. Hey, Manias. Oh, shit. 1 second. I picked up a World Quest accidentally. Alright, this banner, like probably every banner, at least for the foreseeable future. It's 1 5-star rate up, 3 4-star rate ups. But the banner, considering the fact that you only have a 50% chance of hitting this character at first, essentially means that the banner has 6 5-stars on it, which is the one with the rate up and the rest of them, which would be the same 5 that were on the Venti banner. And they're all good, so it's not like a bad thing if one of them hits. Klee. Klee's an interesting character. Let's see. So, something that is not displayed in the stuff that she does, I don't think. Klee's Blazing Delight, for the duration of this ability, continuously summons sparks and splash to attack nearby enemies, dealing area effect pyro damage. It's her burst. It's a big deal in what she does, but it disappears if she is removed from the screen. Unlike a lot of other characters' abilities, which either persist or their effects are instantaneous and you don't need to worry about it, Klee basically wants to be out on the field. So it makes her work best as a DPS character. Because if you're going to be out on the field, you might as well be dealing damage with every second or every moment that you have available to you. And that, that basically defines the character a lot. She doesn't... I'm sure she could be used as a pyro support, but really not her strength at all. Because she loses a lot of the effectiveness of her burst if you're using her as a support. The artifact set? Well, there's a couple that you could choose from here. One is the not very often used... Wanderer's Troop. just increases elemental mastery by 80, which is actually great for a DPS character because DPS characters are going to be out on the field, and they will be creating the reactions, usually. Which means that her elemental mastery will be taken into effect when creating those reactions, like overloaded if you combine her with Fischl for whatever reason. Right, and the reason Will just brought it up, the reason why Wanderer's Troop is good for her, where it's not good for a lot of characters. A lot of characters is that she actually has some special trait on her charged attack. So the increased charged attack damage by 35% is actually a big deal for her. I need to get better. I should probably switch to mouse, so I can go through the characters easier. But as everybody knows by now, the Ascension passives play a big role in a character's strength. And Sparkling Burst is her Ascension 4, which is the big one. A lot of characters are defined by this passive. And when a charge attack results in a crit, all party members gain 2 elemental energy. This is actually a pretty big deal. So she has a very good charge attack, and you want to use it pretty often. Making Wanderer's Troop for its elemental mastery and charge attack increase. And 35% is a very large increase in damage. Actually makes Wanderer's Troop a pretty good one for her. As eDaddy brought up, it's not the only good one for her. There is a more generalized set. Which would be Crimson Witch of Flames. And this is pretty obvious. It is the Pyro set. Damage bonus is, or 15% increased pyro damage, and increases overloaded burning. Damage by 40%, increases vaporize and melt by 15%. And using an elemental skill increases 2-piece set effects by 50%. This is why there is a weapon in the game. Remember that effect, the elemental skill increasing damage of the pyro effect on the 2-piece. You will, Manias. For 4 stars, not 5-star. And this is the reason why Sacrificial Fragments is considered a very good book for Klee. Again, more elemental mastery on her is good. She works very well with elemental mastery. But really, resetting, getting more of her elemental skills down is pretty important. So if I was using Crimson Witch of Flames, this would be a very good book for her. Well, elemental damage doesn't matter. Elemental mastery does not increase your elemental damage, only reaction damage. So it makes a difference in the fact that she only does elemental damage, so she is able to create more reactions. But don't I just, since the game it really is starting out, and it probably isn't obvious at first that elemental mastery doesn't increase elemental damage. We're going to try to fit it in as much as possible. People need to be aware of that. Elemental Mastery can be extremely powerful, but it needs to be used correctly. It can't just be, alright, this character does a lot of elemental damage, so I should be using Elemental Mastery. So those are the main things about Klee. I can go over Constellation. Well, I go over her 100% passive, which is displays the location of nearby resources unique to Mondstadt on the minimap. Great passive. Great exploration passive. Hey, yeah, I haven't seen you around in a while. Oh, also. Well, no, but... Yeah, Klee's basically an explosion toddler. And explosions, like claymores, great swords, whatever, are very good for blowing up just basic shields. So, that's neat. But yeah, her Ascension 1 passive is actually tied to her charged attack as well. So she is definitely... likes her charged attack a lot more than other characters do. Yep, normal attack, nothing fun there. Alright, her elemental skill. No, I have not mentioned that. That would come at the end. Her elemental skill bounces 3 times, igniting and dealing area effect pyro damage with every bounce. On the 3rd bounce, the bomb splits into many mines. The mines will explode upon contact with enemies, or after a short period of time, dealing area effect pyro damage. Pretty important skill here if you're using her 4-piece Crimson Witch set. Klee's Blazing Delight. This is her burst. For the duration of this ability, continuously summons Sparks and Splash to attack nearby enemies, dealing area effect pyro damage. There's nothing that complicated about her abilities itself. It's just area effect pyro damage. Just a lot of pyro damage. So I would assume at this point that the idea is to use these when possible. Well, switch into her from another character, another support, then use these when possible, and then probably use a bunch of charged attacks. Or I suppose her rotation is based upon this, is use normal attacks to gain an explosive spark and then switch to charged attacks. And like most banner analysis at the start of this game, it's gonna be a learning experience for me. Because I have not been exposed to, hands-on with most of what these characters do. It's not listed here, unfortunately. Wait a second. Maybe we can get it listed inside the trial area, since she actually has a level. She's kind of adorable, and that has to earn her points, I'm sure. Nope. Still won't let let us see the. Well, every character has a substat passive. That is unique to them. Unique is probably the wrong word, but I'll show you in a second. I have a single character that's level capped, which allows me to take a look at it. So if you have any characters that are level capped, you can do this. Just go to their Ascend screen, and this will come up. And you see base HP, defense, attack. Those three are base across every character, but that fourth trait, the attack, is unique to the character. So another character, like say Klee, for instance, wouldn't have that attack bonus. Klee has pyro damage increase instead. So every character has... I wouldn't... Every character doesn't have something different, but that thing there could be different for across characters. Like Mona, I believe, has hydro damage bonus. Oh no, energy recharge. Someone said energy recharge. And 5 stars get a higher amount, because of course. Alright, so Klee. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm gonna see if I can figure out what I'm doing. Okay, I'm definitely seeing the animation canceling thing. Because her animations are bad. Yeah, I have a bad habit of using the sprint button instead of jumping. For my animation canceling, which is bad. Jumping doesn't cost stamina, sprinting does. It's just really convenient on a controller, I guess. The jump button isn't so much. It's a good thing that I don't have a timer on this. Little flower thing? Oh, that thing that's on her right now? Yeah. No stamina loss. Where does that come from? Yeah, I could definitely see how it should be difficult to use. So, you only want to use the first bomb in our normal combo, like until you hit a crit, and then get your flower, and then use a charge attack, basically. So you want to jump out of the charge attack too? There is no time to rest. No, I did not. Yeah, I see. There isn't much delay if you charge up if you do a charge attack right after the first bomb. So you obviously don't have to cancel that. But you're going to want to jump out of the charge attack. Take a look at her constellation. I suppose I could have just looked at it in there. Not that a 5-star constellation is that important. Since at this point in the game, it's quite difficult to get constellation points for 5-star characters. Attacks and skills have certain chance to summon sparks that bombard enemies, dealing damage equal to 120% of sparks and blast damage. Well, that's already a pretty damn good C1. It seemingly affects everything that she does. Just increases her overall damage output. Being hit by Jumpty Dumpy's mine decreases enemy defense by 23%, 23% for 10 seconds. Also, that's really good. Three and 5 are always just increased talent level by 3, so we're not going to borrow those. Constellation 4, if Klee leaves the field during the duration of Sparks and Splash, her departure triggers an explosion that deals 555% of her attack as area effect pyro damage. Well, is this, they're trying to make it okay to use her, for her to be used as a support? Because all I see is just use Klee how you normally would, but before the duration of Sparks and Splash ends, then you switch out to do your support stuff and then go back to Klee again. Because this is really good. While under the effects of Sparks and Splash, other members of the party will continuously regenerate energy. Okay. When Sparks and Splash is used, all party members will gain a 10% pyro damage bonus for 25 seconds. So, Bennett. She pairs up together with people of like element really well because of this. Yeah. Yeah. And this is her C6. I'm lamenting the fact that it's difficult to C6 a 4-star character. Where the 5-star character, especially the second banner in the game, maybe sometime in 2025. Someday. Well, that's Klee. She seems a lot of fun. Also does what's nice, I suppose, you don't necessarily have to do the animation canceling stuff. But the increased ceiling, if you decide to go that route, is a nice bonus. So, next we have the guy whose name I really have difficulty pronouncing. And someone I did pick up, and one of the reasons why I rolled on this banner, but has very little to do with what I'm actually going to be previewing on the character. What is the first thing that I should dive into when I talk about the characters? Probably their passives. Well, this heavily relies on knowing what his actual skill does, so... Next. Oh, this is Constellation. Oops. Still. There we go. Ascension 4, he just gains a 20% hydro damage bonus. Well, that's not fun. But this is the main reason why I wanted to pick up the character. When he crafts character talent materials, has a 25% chance to refund a portion of the crafting materials used. I love these passives. Because it's basically just generating resin. It's very difficult to do that otherwise. By difficult, I mean it's impossible to do otherwise. So he's good for this. Let's take a look at the other stuff. Basic normal attack. Alright. Skill performs twin strikes with sword, dealing higher damage. Sure. Same time, this ability creates the maximum number of ranged swords. What is the maximum number of ranged swords? Which will orbit the character. The ranged swords have the following properties. When the character takes damage, the ranged sword will shatter, decreasing the amount of damage taken. That's kind of cool. Increases the character's resistance to interruption. Also cool. 20% of Jingqiu's... Jesus, that name. It's too much for me. And my uncultured tongue. %20 of his hydro damage bonus will be converted to additional damage reduction for the ranged swords. Jing? Alright. I can do that. The maximum amount of additional damage reduction that can be gained this way is 24%. The initial maximum number of ranged swords is 3. There we go, finally. Using this ability applies the wet status onto the character. It's dangerous. I know that that can be dangerous because of using Barbara. Also useful, though. Because there are statuses off of yourself that could be cleared with this. Yeah, he's a 5-star. It's very different. Okay, so now knowing what that does, we'll take a look at this talent now. When a ranged sword is shattered, or when its duration expires, it regenerates the current character's HP based on 6% of Jing's max HP. That's not bad. His bursts. Initiate rainbow blade work and fight using an illusory sword rain while creating the maximum number of rain swords. Okay. Normal attacks will trigger consecutive rain attacks, dealing hydro damage. Rain swords will remain at the maximum number throughout the ability's duration. These effects carry over to other characters. Okay. It's healing and damage reduction. Obviously he's meant to be a support character. So it's healing and damage reduction that he's giving to somebody. Which... I don't know. I mean, with everyone having access to Barbara already, I feel like a lot of this guy's kit is already... is overlapping with a character, a free character that everybody gets, you know? Well, this guy does it too. That's why I just went over. Because he's a 4-star, his constellation is a hell of a lot more important than the 5-star. Increases the maximum number of rain swords by 1. Okay. Extends the duration of Rain Cutter by 3 seconds. Decreases the Hydro resistance on enemies hit by sword rain attacks by 15%. Alright, this is better. The reason why I was kind of down on what I was looking at with his skills is that none of it increased damage output. It was just protective. This is better. It's starting to look like he's meant to be paired up with another Hydro DPS. But multi-Hydro teams are a little weird. Their elemental synergy bonus is, I think, 30% increased healing. Barb C2 does the same thing. Let's see. C4, it's just a 50% damage increase. C6, activating 2. Raincutter sword attacks greatly increases damage of the 3rd. Regenerates 3 energy when sword rain attacks hit enemies. Yeah, none of this really. All the effects seem pretty low. For a C6, this feels really low. But I guess I don't know what greatly increases the damage of 3rd means. It could be huge. I think that's different from what Jing had, but very similar. I mean, to increase the cooldown of her skill. Right. And the thing about Hydro teams is I'm not totally down with that. Increases incoming healing by 30%. That's the benefit for having multiple Hydro characters on the team. Or I think every other elemental duo is a hell of a lot better than that. But anyway, I'm not really that impressed by the character. But I'm still glad I got him. He's probably going to be level 1 for the next couple of years, but he's going to pay dividends because of this passive. And unfortunately, that's what he's there for. Which stinks, because I kind of liked his character when you meet him during the the second region storyline. I guess I can try him out a little bit. Skill has a long cooldown. Was it 18 seconds? So those, the stuff that he put on her did look like they were doing something. So Barbara doesn't contribute any damage at all. Well, very, very, very little. The water shields does do something. But he did seem like he was contributing hydro damage, as well as applying the status. Oh. Get away from me. So we have the fire status on us right now. This is the benefit to Barbara and him being able to place wet upon yourself, because you can get rid of the fire status. Which is going to be useful in stuff like Spiral Abyss. Yeah. His ult does actually seem pretty decent. But I think what Borat said is probably more fitting, is that as soon as we get another Hydro character that's capable of running the support role, they're just gonna creep him out. There's Mona, of course. But she's a 5-star. Difficult to get. Yeah. The only characters that I can understand it with would be the 3 free characters, Lisa, Kaya, and Amber. Because you don't invest resources into those characters. You start out with them. Everyone else I would like to see stay relevant. At least, yeah, well, inevitable, yeah. Stay relevant for a fair amount of time. Because with the slow release of banners and the rates in this game, I don't think that there's going to be many opportunities to increase power creep for the first, I don't know, I'd say 6 months of the game, maybe? Well, anyway, that was him. So next up is Sucrose, who I do believe has a good passive, just like Jing does. But also is a pretty good win character at the same time. Alright, here we go. When Sucrose triggers a swirl effect, characters in the party with the matching element have their elemental mastery increased by 50 for 8 seconds. Okay. How useful is that? Now, the way I understand reactions in Elemental Mastery is the triggering character has the reaction is based upon their Elemental Mastery. So, say you use Klee. Put down a bomb, switch to Sucrose, and swirl up some bombs and stuff. So that would apply this 50 Elemental Mastery to Pyro. Wouldn't you then want to switch to something that reacted with Pyro rather than switching to another Pyro? So in order to get benefit from this, you would need to switch to a character, say, I don't know, Fischl, to trigger some overloaded reactions, and then switch back to Klee. At which point then Klee would benefit from this 50 Elemental Mastery? Yeah, I've heard that the electro reactions are bugged. How, in what way are they bugged? I would love to know. Alright, so when her skill or burst hit an enemy, increases other people's elemental mastery based on 20% of Sucrose's elemental mastery. Which is pretty good, because elemental mastery is very good on wind characters. Always based on the electro character. Interesting. Yeah, this actually seems like a really good passive. Because it allows you to stat dump on her and make everyone else a lot better for it. That's interesting. No wonder. So it's just electro charged? Yeah. Alright. Just this does seem like a good passive. I had actually heard it was only electrocharged. So, that is only secondhand information, but it is confirming. Well, anyway, her always-on passive is when she crafts a character and weapon enhancement materials. She has a 10% chance to obtain double the product. Because you can't farm talent books, Jing's is better, but this is still a useful passive. Because these type of materials are ones that you can farm. But farming can get rough. I believe that passive is referring to stuff like the arrowheads, scrolls, just stuff that drops off of enemies. Where just being gifted talent books by Jing is just huge. Crystals like, weapon upgrade materials? Oh, these? Character level up materials? Well, you can't craft these. Oh, okay, no, I know what you mean. These. Honestly, don't know. Yeah, I think the passive specifies... Hold on. Character and weapon enhancement materials. I think that is... Well, it specifies not the right word. I think what that means is materials that are used to level up both characters and weapons. Which would be the lootable stuff. The drop stuff. Farmable. There we go. Where that those crystals are only for character ascension. Right. Yeah.
風を見てくる。行くなら俺を呼べ。
So what she does is just boost production and make you have to farm less. All right, let's take a look at her shit. Skill creates a small wind spirit that deals uneven damage to enemies in an AoE, pulling them towards the location of the wind spirit before launching them. Launching them outward? Upward? I guess we're gonna see. I hope it's not outward. One of the best parts of wind characters is the vacuum effect, not the... You don't want to declump enemies. Yeah, well, because it's wind damage. Obviously, it does the... does the swirl effect. Like, you know, Barbara does electrocharge when she hits something that's afflicted by electro. Yes, yeah, that is true. The Anemo set is extremely good. Sucrose hurls an unstable concoction that creates a large wind spirit. While it persists, the large wind spirit will continuously pull and launch nearby enemies, dealing area of effect and emo damage. If the wind spirit comes into contact, it's just elemental absorption like most wind alts. Well, the big difference, John, is that what he refunds is invaluable. Because it costs resin to get those. While what she refunds could be just something that you go off and kill another mob for. That doesn't cost resin. Constellation 1 gains an additional charge. Is that her skill? Yes, that's her skill. Alright, Astable and Forbidden. The duration of her burst is increased by 2 seconds. Okay. Those are usually pretty good. C4. Every 7 normal and charge attacks, Sucrose will reduce the cooldown of her skill by 1 to 7 seconds. That's kind of weird. Do you really want to be using normals on this character? She seems like ultra support. C6, if her burst triggers an elemental absorption, all party members gain a 20% elemental damage bonus for the corresponding absorbed element during its duration. Well, that's good. Yeah, she's, I guess, like most Wind characters, ultra support. Who are they going to pair us up with? Lisa. Or 14-second cooldown? So it just launches him upwards.
ちょっとビリビリさせんそれは何よは痛い
I forgot what Lisa's Japanese voice actor does. Really leans into the character. trying to get her burst up. Okay. I'll wait for the next pack.
ちょっとビリビリさせん逃がさないわよ何よちょっとビリビリさせん
チャンスだ
それしびれなさい
相手を間違えたらそれ
理想の風シミュレーター
闇にならん
チャンスだ
Why did they pair us up with Lisa? Lisa's awful for this. Well, she can use her burst again. That's nice.
重い拳を
7号式モジュール
チャンスだ
早く通る逃がさないわよ
6308式
やるな
Yeah, pairing up with Lisa was not... I feel like an Anima character needs to be paired up with a full team for you to really get the benefits of it. Because it just allows the combination of so many elements at once. Plus, you should be using two people of the same element to get a full benefit from what Sucrose provides. Just like Venti. So that's everybody on the banner. Oh, no, it's not. Friggin' Noelle. Right. So Noelle is a very interesting character. Kind of put down a fair amount when the game was first released. But then her benefits started making themselves apparent. Unfortunately, at Constellation Zero, and this was a major problem that what happened with people, a lot of people's evaluations at the outset of the game, is that at Constellation Zero, she really does not do much good. She kind of requires her Constellation 1 to have a decent role on a team. Other than the, mining with her Claymore. And the reason for that is her elemental skill, Breastplate. Summons Protective Stone Armor, dealing geo damage to surrounding enemies and creating a shield. The shield's damage absorption scales based on Noelle's defense. Shield has the following properties. When Noelle's normal and charged attacks hit a target, they have a certain chance to regenerate HP for all characters. Possesses 250% absorption efficiency against geo damage. So basically, all this is saying is that it gives her a shield. And while she is under the effect of the shield, and it has to be her. And that's another unfortunate part about Noelle. Is it must be her. As long as she is under the effect of the shield, then her normal attacks have a 50% chance We'll see it here with 2 percentage symbols for some reason. Healing triggering chance is 50%. And she heals the entire party. That's her main benefit as a character. And that's not good. The 50% is... It makes it so you need to keep her out on the field far too long. And she doesn't really do a lot of damage. Versus a lot of other characters. Even non-DPS characters, she doesn't do a lot of damage. But her Constellation 1, while Sweeping Time and Breastplate are both in effect, Sweeping Time is her burst. And she can maintain that fairly well. While they are both active, the chance of Breastplate's healing effects activating is increased to 100%. So now you've doubled the effectiveness of her healing. And basically that's what you're looking for. You're looking to occasionally switch to Noelle, activate both of her abilities, basically go into super protective mode, heal up the entire party, and then switch back to whatever you were doing with your other 3 characters. Hopefully with a nice shield in place while you do it. So she can be a healer for your party while doing this. And that's nice. And she's not awful, because she can be dressed... the same stats that scale her healing also scale her damage output. So that's nice. But I'm going to stay on Constellation for a second and go to her C6, which is basically her next... the next thing that kind of defines her character. So it's either C1. That's kind of neat too. But then once her C6 hits, which difficult, but she is on the banner right now, and we did get a free copy of her. Increases Noelle's attack by an additional 50% of her defense. Her heal, everything she does scales off of defense. You basically want to stack that. And every enemy defeated during the skill's duration adds 1 second to the duration. So with her C1, she is a healer. She's an ultra protective healer. Unfortunately, she needs to stay out on the field while she's healing. But that's not always an issue. But here's really what gets her and turns Noelle into actually a fairly good character. You just pound defense into her, and not only does she heal your party, but she's very good DPS. Almost invulnerable, too, which is nice. Unfortunately, that's a C6, though. So, I think people looking for a second healer wouldn't be bad for them to pick up a second copy of Noelle. Luckily, we got the first copy already on the beginner polls, which are required. If you haven't done your beginner polls, please do them. They take the lesser currency, lesser gacha currency. Yeah, good luck getting to C6, but until you get to C6, C1 does make her an effective healer. You could do better. You certainly could, because I think the drawback of forcing Noelle to be out on the field and hitting stuff in order to heal your party is it's not good. Because there are time limits on difficult content in this game, and you don't want to be wasting time if you don't have to on characters that are reducing your damage output. So you can build her up into being all the DPS that you can get, but as a Geo character, she's still going to deal less than the other things you could be doing with your party. She can't react with anything because she's Geo. She is luckily free and kind of a second team healer while you need it. And then, you know, one day, I hope to eventually hit C6. That would be nice. Because I think I actually like Noelle's character a lot. I want a reason to use her. I just don't think that she's off that. She's tough to fit onto a team. She's a low priority. But anyway, I'll actually go into the character now. So I talked about Breastplate already. Sweeping time, her burst, gathering the strength of stone around her. Noelle strikes the enemies surrounding her with a large AoE, dealing geo damage. Afterwards, Noelle gains the following effects. Larger attack AoE converts attack damage to geo damage, increased attack that scales based on her defense. There you go. That's the first instance of increased attack that scales based on her defense. This is why you just want to stack defense all the way on her. I believe she's not a complete dead spot. Let me see. Oh no, she's out on an expedition. All right, can anyone confirm to me that her burst will stay active if she switches to a different character? Like, you'll start doing geo damage with your attacks if you're on a different character? It does? Okay. Well, that's if your party doesn't need healing. Oh, okay. But if it does, if your party doesn't need healing, then you could just switch to her, activate that, and have that active on a different character. Which applies the geo element to their attacks, which can be very useful for shielding other characters. So you may not ever have to use Noelle as a healer, as long as you can keep up shields on the people that need it. That would definitely be preferred. I wouldn't want to use Noelle for straight healing if I didn't have to. Only works for her. Okay. Okay, well that... Not as happy about that anymore. Oh, yeah, her passives. When Noelle is in the party but not on the field, this ability triggers automatically when the active character's HP falls below 30%, creates a shield that lasts for 20 seconds, and absorbs damage equal to 400% of Noelle's defense. Again, with the friggin' defense scaling. Well, that's not bad. Never even have to bring her out for that. Character's HP has to fall below 30%, though. So you will have to bring her out after the shield ends. Every 4 normal or charged attack hits will decrease the cooldown of Breastplate by a second. Not useful. Well, I guess that isn't bad, because you do need to attack with her Breastplate anyway to heal the party. So you are going to get some reduction. But anyways, this is definitely much higher benefit in her DPS mode. C6 DPS mode. Unfortunately, her passive is just a cooking passive, which sucks. Well, I don't know. If we eventually get like 4 and 5 star defense food, those mats can be difficult sometimes. Mona, what are you doing? Light a fire first? Did I put out the fire? With Mona's splash? Shit. Yeah, of course. The first half an hour that it was released. Oh, we do have a 4-star defense food. I forgot about the golden crab. Oh, yeah, that's probably why you mentioned it, player. Because we got the golden crab for the Mona quest. Crabs are annoying. That's for sure. I don't like farming crabs. Getting multiple of these is not a bad thing. Gotta pick up the pepper, even if you don't eat it. It's required. Why do you got an oven just out here? Alright, anyway, Klee. How do I feel about Klee? Well, she's at least our first 5-star featured DPS. Venti can use an aimed shot build, which is kind of funny, but not really. And his aim shot build requires constellation points. So let's forget about that. I'm not speaking ill of Venti, I'm speaking ill of Venti's DPS capabilities. I wasn't impressed with Xing. Noelle is, if you want to go C6, then this is the banner for you. But she's a stopgap healer. Otherwise, Sucrose seems like the legitimately best character in the 4-star section. She seems really quite good. I don't know. I feel like these banners revolve really strongly around the strength of the 4 stars on it. I guess not necessarily. With the pity system, none of that shit really matters. Because you could be carrying 65-star pity into this banner. And you don't even have to worry about the 4 stars that much. I think that would probably be the ideal situation if you were looking for Klee. Because you've got 2 good crafting passives in the 4-star section. So you don't need to go heavy. You just need to get 1 character and then you've got that crafting passive on lockdown. So you could potentially get, you know, the 1 character that you're looking for from the 4-star section. Not necessarily for your team, but just as a passive. And then get your Klee that you're looking for. Have some nice pyro DPS. You probably know whether you need what Klee offers before pulling on the banner. Just know that if you want a player to her highest potential, she can be quite difficult to play. You can keep buying food in 1.1, huh? That is great. I wonder if there's going to be anything harder than domains that we can use food in. Oh, I'm sure there will be eventually. With the only endgame content being the Abyss right now. I haven't really thought about food that much, I guess. Where would I put a teleporter? Maybe on one of these islands. Yeah, the Geoboss. Now, fortunately, it's not that big of a deal for me. Wolf Boss. That would probably be it for me. Wolf Boss. I do have Mona, and Mona makes getting from here to here extremely easy. But the Wolf Boss is always a pain in the ass. No matter what. It's difficult to get to from everywhere. That's true. That is true. There was a bit of a jog required.
Yeah.
Nice job.
元気出してよ これが運命です
I really would like to switch to keyboard. Gearbox is over there, isn't it? Oh no, it's north.
Right.
Even with Mona, this is kind of a haul. Yeah, I just recently created an alt on my PS4, and the PS4 uses X as the confirm button. But the same exact controller. Used on a PC uses circle as confirm. This thing takes forever. What are you doing? Oh, come on. I never want a Geo character. It's because I don't want to get the essential materials. This fight sucks. I started it. I feel bad if I didn't finish it. Maybe it wouldn't be so bad if I had better artifacts and talents and basically everything for Mona. AR45, that's when the fun begins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-oh. You're gonna die. You hope we get him? I'm worried. I hate Monas. I wish Ayaka didn't have one. I hope it's good. I hope it's not as bad as Monas is. Mona drowned. Yep. It's very, very nice outside of combat. It has flaws outside of combat. But it's still really nice. But it sucks in combat. Oh, what a lineup. So, it's hard for me to show it. And hard for it to kind of exhibit it, the flaws. But, okay, Razor, if I tap back and sprint at the same time, this happens. He goes exactly where I want him to go. Mona doesn't, because she has a turning radius. So more often than not, when you want to do the behavior of what you have with other people, which is complete control, you generally end up going with Mona where you do not want to go with her. The opposite direction. She gets hung up on the weirdest things. I'm trying to go forward right now. It's not even consistent. And the biggest one, and you can animation cancel it, but you see how she's underwater now. If I release the sprint button, she pops out. She's completely, you can't do anything with her until she completes that animation. So I will spam like the button to bring me to the party select. No, not party select. I'll spam to switch to Razor. She has to wait for that animation to finish. Where I can switch while somebody else is sprinting. But not Mona. Right. Well, she's sliding like that. She's totally vulnerable. It is a fairly big hindrance because it totally is a big departure in the expected behavior that you get from everybody else in the game. I just attempted to sprint away, but she sprinted forward into the enemy instead. I don't know, this is just my roaming party. Not very... I'm only fighting dinky shit like that with this party. Well, welcome back. I hope your cactus is okay. If I ever want to use Mona, I really need to learn not to use Sprint as much as I can. Yeah, Ganyu, I think her name is. She's kind of cute. Not Ayaka, though.
Yeah.
Such a drawback, not being Ayaka. That didn't go as planned.
姿を見せよオズ。みんなを守る。
いや逃げられなかった。
My party really sucks for taking out the Electro Hammer guys. Whoa, where are you going?
またか。
運命。
Just get out of the grass. What was that?
姿を見。運命には逆らえません。
られなかった。
Run.
のままに。
断罪の名において
実験の相手を間違えた。相手を間違えた。
Razor with no talents is so underwhelming. I don't even know what I'm gonna start working on first when I hit 45.
断罪の逆らいません。影のカラスが優也を求め姿を見せミュージックスタート。姿を運命には逆らいません。
Yep. Went right into that. That was my fault, though.
姿を黒き翼よ、昼夜を切り裂きなさい。ミュージックスタート。姿を見せよ。
Yes, it does.
断罪の名において運命に
お嬢様の仰せのままに
A lot of purple drops.
姿を見せ運命には逆らいません
Streak continues. Great for fishing. Alright, I think I did what I needed to do. What is my... Well, it should. When you hit Fischl's bird with her arrow, it does AoE electro damage.
行き過ぎた装飾はかえって人々の誤解を招くことになってしまいます
There we go. When Fischl hits Oz with a fully charged aim shot, Oz brings down Thundering Retribution, dealing area effect electro damage. Official the Fisherman. So what do I start working on next? So we still have a long way to go to 45. Do I really just start stockpiling? In that case, I guess I could just start doing talents, even though it is a lower level domain. Maybe I get everybody up to 80. Maybe I start doing artifact dungeons, even though they're suboptimal at 40. At least to get people their set bonuses. Oh God, I can't wait. The gear grind. It's pretty unfun. Dinner sounds like a great idea. I'm actually starving. I think I might start doing talents. Because at least that guarantees that I'm progressing. Where with these artifacts, I'd rather remove all the RNG out of it that I possibly can. So why do it now? It's the real hell. The artifact grinds. I wish I had known sooner how good Exile was. I would have focused on building a good Exile set. Well, that is what I just said, that I was going to work on talents. No. I know what's required for farming. And efficient is not the word I would use for it. I don't know if I want to subject myself to that. Farming 1-star artifacts. It's and that's not the grind that I'm talking about. It's just getting things to roll correctly. Yeah, leveling them up is part of the battle too, but actually I have to get stuff worth leveling up first. What's up, Tantalus? The goblets are the worst. They are the worst. Got a geo damage bonus on my Gladiators 5-star. effectively making it useless. And then a bunch of Wanderers troop. Yeah. It's for Noel. I'm gonna once the locking system is in place, I will lock that and I'll remember it. For when I get C6 Noel. I wish I hadn't level 16 to this gladiator. This has got a primary of HP, which it does have attack, and crit rate down in the secondaries, which is nice. That's probably why I did it. I was probably desperate for my DPS to have something good to wear. But primary stat HP. No. Look at all that Wanderer's troop. 3 hats. 3 whatever the hell that is. String kettle. It's crazy that I don't have any here. I just don't have anything here. Oh yeah, God, this has to be my best accessory. Gladiator's Destiny. It's a feather, so it requires primary stat attack. And my 4 secondaries: defense, HP, HP. Oof, I'm so glad that this is in my life. Yep, this is my Noel piece. The game really wants me to get that, max out that Noel. And I won't deny that there's a small part of me that wants to as well. I think at this point I actually don't think I could, though. What's Thursday? Oh yeah, yes. For Record Keeper. Yes, I will. I haven't decided like what exactly is gonna entail. I know for a fact that it is basically going to be Final Fantasy XIV Day. I think I'm not going to do anything except for Final Fantasy XIV. And maybe the elemental draws that I could potentially get Final Fantasy XIV stuff in. Because that's the last day of the Final Fantasy XIV mission. So I'm on a timer after maintenance ends. And then I'll probably dedicate Friday or Saturday to figuring out what else I'm going to be pulling on. Because not only do I have to pull for Final Fantasy XIV, but I also have to do the Dreambreaker. That's why I don't have time for anything else. Alright. So I'm gonna get out of here. I don't have anything else to do in the game at the moment. I could farm, but I'm too hungry to farm. So
行き過ぎた装飾はかえって人々の誤解を招くことになってしまいます。
see everybody soon.